Yeah, Christian Haynes. It was a long wait, but we were trying to think of Leonard Williams the whole time. But smart, tough, reliable. 50, 51 starts, length, explosiveness, great pass protector. Plays with some nasty. I mean, we're obviously we're really excited.
Yeah, not much to add. Just
Yeah.
our type of guy. I think you kind of seen a theme here, but really excited to add him to our O-line and get after it and compete, and we'll be interesting to see how it all shakes out by the end.
John, you talked about yesterday not thinking that Byron Murphy was going to be there. At pick 81 to have a two-time All-American still available there. How surprised were you that?
Well, there was a little run there too. That there was a couple of guys starting to go. So yeah, and then Indy went right ahead of us, and then I had somebody in the room and was like, "Oh no," I was like, "They're gonna take him right here." So we had a little panic there, but
It wasn't me.
He played exclusively right guard in college. Do
Yeah.
you see flexibility to move around in any other spots?
Yeah, he's obviously the most comfortable there, but this guy's gonna come in and compete now. He's a solid dude. Sorry, that was.
No.
I'm not saying we're gonna line up.
Yeah, I mean, obviously doing a lot of work at right guard, but definitely some position flex across the interior line. So, but we'll start him at guard.
Why would he be positioned to make an early impact or to be on the field right away?
He's played a ton of ball. He's played a lot of football. I think people were ripping off stuff in there. It's like I said, 50, 51 starts. He's had 48 pressures in I know exactly what it is. They just told me 1,687 snaps. The guy's really, really experienced. And we had, again, this is a full buy-in, coaches, scouting, analytics, his speed velocity ratio is, everybody was really excited.
I heard
Ripping off
sprint
some
profile
really,
at one point.
sprint profile is amazing. He generates a ton of force, and yeah, it was fun. It's good.
Tell him all I need him to do.
Patrick Ward.
John, you mentioned kind of a little run on guys. What are those moments like for you where you're kind of waiting on your guy?
Well, this was long. It's so long because of the length of the second round not having a pick. So, we had considered going up several times, and then things just didn't work out. People wanted to pick, and then people had their players taken. So, yeah.
Mike, you mentioned he spoke with Scott Huff, had a good conversation with Scott Huff, and then the Senior Bowl performance. What kind of insight did you get from Scott and seeing him in a different setting than the one he was at UConn?
Well, yeah, I mean, like John said, there's a lot of consensus really with Huff and Grubb and Hutch and all really everybody that Todd with his area and stuff. So we're really just it's great to have everybody on the same accord, and so I think the Senior Bowl was really impressive as well. So that might have sealed the deal.
I would assume the Tennessee tape, you took special note of that for obvious reasons. What made an impression possibly from that game?
I mean, just obviously the level of competition, right? But yeah, I mean, then you're gonna try to study those games as much as you possibly can when they're playing up, up like that. But all of them, we have all these cut-ups now. It's like, all right, show us all your pressure, show them all the pressures, show them all like your run play stuff, outside zone, inside zone. So you can watch so much stuff. So yeah, all of it.
What are some
Especially
characteristics?
when you consider Leonard Williams as sort of your second round pick this year, and just how excited in general are you guys to bolster your offensive and defensive line with these 2 picks, or 3 picks technically?
Huge. I mean, yeah, we're really wanting to put an emphasis on it, and the board ended up kind of going that way for us.
John, what are some characteristics that show up when you watch him play?
Initial quickness, length. He can get under people. He can roll his hips. Like the pass protection stuff is legit. I mean, lateral movement. Stays in front of people. He's got strong hands. Yeah, he's got anchor. He's good. He's just a really good football player. Really good. So experienced. He knows like the nuances, and he had a great Zoom interview with Coach Huff. They love the football intelligence. So everybody was just really excited.
How do you feel about your guard? I was just gonna say, how do you feel about your guard spot as a whole, just with Anthony, that obviously played a lot of right guard last year, and then Lakin and all that?
Yeah, Adam Lakin was huge for us. Anthony, started a couple games for us last year. We just want more competition there. We're gonna keep working it and see what the board looks like tomorrow.
With this era of college football, guys, how impressive was it that he stayed 6 years at Connecticut, 3 coaching changes, 2-year captain, master's degree, all that? Rare.
It is rare. I mean, you hit it on the head. But yeah, he's just a mature guy, smart. Everyone coming out of the school loves him. Even people that worked with me in Baltimore that crossed with him at UConn had a lot of great things to say about him as well. So it's been a long time. 6-year senior is pretty impressive, but we won't be seeing those guys after a couple of years once the whole COVID thing falls off here. But
John, did Jim Mora give any insight to you personally?
Yeah, he's just classy. He's like, you're gonna be getting a classy, highly intelligent, nasty football player. Great combination. I guess if you like that sort of thing.
What do you think it was?
Classy and nasty.
What do you guys think it was about him that made him a 2-time captain?
Good question. Yeah,
it's
it's a good
all,
question.
all the things we're talking about,
Yeah.
right? It's just the everyday attitude. I mean, when you do it every day, like Christian does, people see it, players see it, coaches see it, right? And those are the guys who want to lead your team. So we're excited to bring them in.
Does 6 years in one place, 4 on the football field, change anything about how you get to evaluate the football part of him, either how he grew in a system or just kind of the comparison that you get to make with him year over year?
Just the experience to a point, yes, but the Senior Bowl really, we can see him in the one-on-ones. He did a great job. You could just you can see him against the different levels of competition, different styles of defensive linemen. The level of play there. I would say that was very important to the evaluation process.
John, kind of similar to Bob's question, but you guys have reshaped the interior group on the line quite a bit this offseason. None of those starters from last year are back with you this year. How do you kind of feel that process is gone, but the outlook for the group as a whole, even at center, with the group that you kind of have there now?
Well, I like the process. I think we've gone through it in a efficient manner. I don't think we've panicked. At that position is clearly a position that you can. It's easy to panic because of the lack of depth. Whether it's pro football or college football, right? So at that, on the offensive line. So I think, we're not going to stop working it. We're just keep going.
Did the blocking scheme that Ryan and Scott want to run, did that influence at all the type of offensive lineman you're looking for?
To a degree, but we're going to be multiple up there on the schemes that we'll be running. So, yeah, to a certain extent. I mean, we're considering those types of things, but I'd say on the whole, probably not. Majorly. If that makes sense.
Do you consider Nick Harris a guard or just a center?
Both.
Mike, when we talk about culture, yesterday we had a defensive player we drafted, say the word dominate a couple of times. Today, an offensive player, say the word dominate.
Did he? Great.
Yeah. I've got it 2-3 times, but yeah.
That's great. Keep saying it.
But I mean, there's got to be some intentionality in what you all are creating and when you're looking to create here.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Just a style of play that no one wants to play. That's what we're aiming for. That's our standard of how we play football. And if you want to play, you're gonna have to play a certain way. So those are the types of guys we're bringing in.
Along those lines, Mike, we're all interested to see kind of your offensive identity. As you're evaluating a guard, would you say you have any slight preference towards the pass blocking versus the run blocking, or do you want the road grader? Like when you watch a tape, what viscerally gets you when you watch a great block?
I like the guys that knock them off the ball. That's me. So we kind of figure out the rest later. But I think Christian brings that to the table. So that's the first thing I'm looking for.
John, what's your kind of outlook for Olu heading into this offseason for you guys after the little bit he played last year, and kind of how he projects to come
Yeah,
satisfied?
Olu did a nice job last year coming in when he played. I mean, he came in the Detroit game and Evan was injured and he came in and, when we were down the field, continued to drive and ended up scoring. And then, he did a nice job when he played. And, it's a year of, growth for him. But the same way we felt about him last year. He goes to Michigan, he's named captain in the spring, and he's smart, tough, reliable guy.
John, what'd you think of that draft call?
Sorry?
The call? The call?
I wasn't on it.
Yeah,
Todd did it. It was awesome. Yeah.
Just when you let your scouts see that, you know, did it get last year with Brian?
Well, he was so passionate about him. Yeah, it's awesome. Like his initial report is like, you know, this guy's a Seahawk. Like, and that's, you know, in, I don't know, September, you know, so he just had so much passion for him. So yeah, it's fun to, it's a blast to be able to call people like that. So, and he's had a relationship with him, you know, Jason Barnes as well. Jason went in there and we did the school call, and those guys, they just always really liked him. So yeah, I'm not sure if Todd's been doing this since the West was won. And I'm not sure if he's ever been able to do that, so it was fun.
John,
When you look at
you
it,
mentioned the run on the guards that had started the offensive lineman in middle second round, early third round. You were
Yeah.
saying that you guys were considering trading up. Was going up to get Christian the main goal behind that?
Ooh. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. We were trying to trade up. I'm not going to get into specifically who we were trying to trade up for.
It's similar to that, John, being able to stand pat with the picks he had and be able to get the guys he did on the defensive and offensive line. I mean, now that we're at the end of round 3, work to be done, of course. How good did that
Yeah.
feel?
No, we're excited for tomorrow. We have a lot of work to do, and there's still some, you know, darn good football players on the board, and then, you know, we're gonna jump into the rookie free agency and try to crush it.
John, I'm guessing maturity and experience is probably the easy answer, but what is the benefit of a 24-year-old and bringing someone in like that to essentially have the opportunity to come in and play and contribute right away?
I mean, you nailed it. It's in his intelligence, his football intelligence, how he related with our coaches, interacted with them on the Zoom. Yeah, I mean, he's a tough, competitive guy that has a level of maturity. It's not going to be too big for him. You know, so guys that, you know, have that experience. I mean, he's played in 51 games, and you start 50 of them in. Like, that's a lot of football.
Mike, what's the dynamic for coaches on a Zoom call? Can you really get to know a guy, or you're excited to find out?
Well, the thing I like about how we did it is, you know, when you do it at the combine, it's only 15 minutes.
Right.
Sometimes you'll supplement it with another Zoom, but this gives us a little bit bigger opportunity to kind of dive into the football knowledge and like football character and kind of how they see the game, and their personalities get a chance to kind of come out and shine too. So I think the way we do it is really cool, and our guys did a great job.
Do you have a time limit on those? Does the league restrict Zoom calls?
We try to keep it to an hour.
No, yeah, it's definitely less than an hour for our guys.
Thanks.
Anything else?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Thank you.